Hi, and welcome to my channel, Programming, the most advanced coding channel on YouTube. Here I will teach you all about how to become a programmer. You'll learn the who's, the what's, the where's, and the why's, 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 and the why's.
Break! Developers. 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 Yes!
Today, we're going to talk about my most requested topic. What is programming? But before all that, YouTube, go to promo. Today's episode is brought to you by Light Themes. Did you know that there's a light theme for almost every editor? Most people do, so if you didn't, that's on you. But it's true. And if your mind isn't already blown, here's some other facts about light themes. Studies show that light themes can cause less strain on your eyes. Maybe, depending on who you ask. Is that a risk you possibly want to take? I'd hesitate to say that you might. Besides, it's not like you can replace your organic eyeballs with red glowy Terminator eyes, yet, for a reasonable price. Anagrammers use dark themes to look cool like the fake grammars they see on TV. Don't you want to show off that you're smarter than them by using something different? I can't say this, there's no way they're going to believe this. Most web pages are light themed, like GitHub and Stack Overflow, so using this one simple hack will make browsing look like working. And besides that, YouTube is light themed and you're using YouTube right now, you hypocrite. Outside is light themed during the day, and a lot of good stuff happens during the day, like breakfast. And despite all of the fake news and rumors, the rate of burnt retinas due to light themes is in the single-digit %. It's probably not going to happen to you today. Look, we're not going anywhere. We've got sweetheart deals with Eclipse and Notepad++, so you can continue to ignore us at your own peril, or you can embrace the light side and let the photons flow through you. What exactly is programming? You might think the extra space is a typo, but you'd be wronger than old documentation. The only typo here is in your grain. To understand what programming is, first, we need to define it. And that brings us to our gigapopular segment, Pro-Etymology. Or Pro-Grammatology? Etygrammatology? The name is a work in progress. And you know what they say, there are 10 hard problems in computer science. Naming things and scene transitions for your YouTube channel. Programming comes from the root words pro and gramming. Pro, meaning to be so good at something as to elicit, wow, that was pro, from casual observers. This was made famous by Arthur C. Clarke's fourth law, which states, any sufficiently pro move is indistinguishable from hacking. A common misconception is that the word gramming comes from the original programmers, who were all hippies at Berkeley that worked for grams of weed. While there's some truth to that, the real origin dates back much further, to the ancient Greek word grammacles, from the famous myth of the support engineer who was always on call for the next bug in production. In the years since then, his name has come to mean computer code and was abbreviated into simply gram. Gramming, therefore, is the act of writing code. So taken together, programming is coding in such a masterful manner as to impress the casuals. It shares characteristics with other similar phrases like propecia, which is used to describe people with exceptional hair. Notice that this is different from the word you're used to, programming. Programming comes from the same Greek word, grammaticles, but with the prefix pro, which means to advocate for. So a programmer is someone who advocates for gramming, in the same way that babies are procreation. Programming, therefore, is much broader than programming. It represents the entire range of gramming. Programming is for the 1%. In direct opposition to programming, you have the bulk of the programming world, amateur gramming, or amigramming for short. Programmers write programs for sophisticated clientele. Amigrammers write amigrams for grandmamas. The purpose of this channel is nothing less than the mass extinction of anagrammers. From this point forward, all anagramming is banned. I'll be your guide. You can call me the Bananagrammer. What can you expect from this channel? To get where we're going, we're going to have to cover everything. That means coding tutorials, tackling cultural issues, crushing job interviews, flexing on your teammates, insulting people on the internet. To get started, we're going to do a fun and simple gramming exercise. In 1964, Shirley Ellis released her magnum opus, The Name Game. It was a brilliant song that subverted Jim Crow laws by teaching African Americans how to gram, which was expressly forbidden at the time. It doubled as a catchy tune for white folk and quickly became the dominant whiteboarding question during interviews, thereby helping millions of minority Americans get high-paying jobs. Today, we're going to code the name game and then run it on my name. To get started, we need to pick a programming language. We want to maximize views, so we'll exploit YouTube's search algorithm by picking the most popular language, whatever that is. Let's figure it out. First, we'll open up Chrome and then run a Google search. And the answer is foobar. It's Java? Really? Still? Well, let's get started. Okay, so we need to open up Vim. Now, once you reach pro status, you should be able to follow along in real time. If you're still an amagrammer, you may need to pause a few times. All of the source code can be found on GitHub, of course. We need to define our class and our main function, read some input from the user, which is going to be their name. We'll want a main loop in case they want to keep playing with different names. And we're going to want to handle our exceptions in case we have any. You never know. Java is a stupid language. Things happen. Then, once we've handled all of that, an important part of the name game is being able to identify vowels. So we need a function to check and see if something's a vowel. We also are going to be capitalizing names in weird spots, so we need the ability to capitalize the string. Get the core part of our name. We're going to be changing the prefixes on those. And then we want a function that actually plays the name game with a given name. You can divide it into 3 parts, which is what we're going to do. Have 3 different helper functions. Define each of those separately, and then we're done. And now we're ready to play the name game. Let's come in here, compile, and play. Of course, we'll use my name, Bananagrammer. And here we go. Banamagrammer, Banamagrammer, Bo Banamagrammer, Bonana Fana Phonamagrammer, Fee Fi Monamagrammer, Banamagrammer. Easy as that. We just passed that interview. The job is ours. Well, that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and remember that YouTube has an API, so don't forget to write a script that subscribes to my channel and auto-likes all of my videos. Until next time, kill -9.